takes a minute to pop out everyone's cameras. And I'm like, huh? I got real lucky last week where like right as I did it last time, it worked. But I started to notice that like different cameras were still taking a second to pop up, and I was annoyed. What's going on, good people of the internet? It is time once again for Comics Unmasked, the podcast where a bunch of folks shoot the breeze and talk about comic books and such. We are back for episode 35. 35, folks. We are back for episode 35, the weekly show where we talk about comic books, comic book news, comic book drama sometimes when it has to get involved. We will be talking about a little bit of drama today because shaking my damn head. But we were gonna like dig into the nonsense for you folks and talk about all this. Like, don't forget to follow us on Apple, Spotify, your mama's fridge, your calculator, all those great places. You can review the show on Spotify and Apple. Definitely helps boost us in the algorithm. To the person who reviewed us 3 out of 5 on Apple, I'm gonna find you. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna find you one day.
This guy.
It's just tragic. It's just tragic. You can also follow the show or on Twitter, on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on TikTok. We are going to be posting more clips on there. Shout out to my dude Chillmonger. He's been helping me collect clips for the show. That way we can get those out faster for you folks. He has an awesome show that you can find called Back of the Bus over on YouTube. Definitely go check him out. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. My name is Jay Penumbra. To my left, we have the brother who has caved his fro once again. Might be making a move to Ohio now that he found out that the ganja prices are better over here. Mr. B Rex, how you doing?
I am doing good, but first I gotta say I hate daylight savings time. I'm trying to play video games last night, and then all of a sudden upset my alarms to go to work next day, and it's like, hey, you're only going to get 5 hours of sleep. Good luck. And then I have to come and do the podcast. Luckily, I'm more excited for the podcast, so I'm awake now.
There you go. What's like? Yeah, I was rereading Hardware, the 93 run last night. I got to the issue where Steel and Hardware meet, and it went from like 159 to 3, and I was like, huh? And it just freaked me the hell out. I went to bed. I was like, nope, we're gonna stop there. We'll do Worlds Collide a different day because nope, that ain't about to work. And then we have the brother who is fighting in the streets, going against, like, his throat is just dying out here. He is trying for us. Man has got 2 different podcasts. He is on the Morphin and Chillin' podcast with our guy Fire Lord Caleb. He is also on the Uncaped podcast, which I feel like you trying to copy my name, but we ain't gonna talk about that. My man Blue Jack, how you doing, brother?
What's up, y'all, man? I'm just happy to be here. Happy to have a good time. Thanks for inviting me on, man.
I appreciate you. We'll have to have you back when you're not dying, and that way we can have like more awesome discussions. First thing, let us talk about the Lanterns trailer, because the Lanterns trailer dropped this past week. Originally, it leaked. Well, we're gonna keep it a band. Originally, they dropped a little teaser of the trailer. We're like, hey, trailer tomorrow, get ready. And then 5 minutes later, leaked. And I was like, what? Like, how is this gonna happen? How is this gonna leak so fast? Like, is WB and DC using the worst Google Drive passwords on the planet? Like, what's going on? And then they spun it. Shout out to James Gunn and WB though for like doing some pretty good PR with it, where they were like, oh, you guys manifested it, here's the official release. I'm like, really? Like that was definitely comical. But this trailer definitely has left the internet in a pickle. Even though pickles are green, and the show ain't, like, it definitely be like that. They pitched this show originally as like a boots on the ground, very grounded detective type story, and I was apprehensive. I think the whole internet was very apprehensive. I very much was like, that concerns me. And when the Supergirl trailer came out, I thought to myself, why don't they just do the Lantern show on this planet or a similar planet where they have a boots on the ground alien cop show? Like, do it like Osmosis Jones, but instead of inside your body, it's on an alien planet. Like, do something like this where you can still do boots on the ground, but you walk around the corner and there's an alien. Like, or like how like the Mandalorian will have those different like all-world scenes and stuff like that. You can have your cake and eat it too, where like you don't use all the Green Lantern power all the time, but at least entrench it in the alien mythical world that you're trying to push here of the DC universe. But they didn't do that. And the trailer starts out like Hal jumps out of a car and tells John to put on the ring and save himself. Apparently that happened, but they didn't show us that. And the whole thing starts to evolve of a crazy like government conspiracy with cops and Air Force people and the army and stuff. And then we see a flash of the suit. We see a flash of a Green Lantern suit in the closet. It's looking rather brown. Some folks are upset about it. And B, how you feeling? Because I have thoughts, but I want to give what your thoughts on this before I speak on this.
So I always got to try to be the hopeful one. I always got to be the one that tries to look at the positive side here. And it is extremely hard because as somebody who doesn't dive into the Green Lanterns too much, but was a huge fan of Jon Stewart and everything, and I was really excited to be seeing him in live action form, finally being able to get some really good Green Lantern stuff. It feels weak. It really does. It feels like it's a very weak TV show coming into this. It doesn't get me excited. It doesn't get me thrilled. Like, I'm more thrilled for Supergirl, and all I've really read of hers is like Women of Tomorrow and a couple of her single issues here and there. And I'm thrilled for that movie more than I am this TV show when I've had more time with Jon Stewart. So that scares me a lot. But overall, I'm not excited about it. I'm not. I might just wait for a couple of reviews come out the first day and then, watch it then, just so that way I can get all the
you're
in from everybody else.
Now, you have to watch it.
I know, right? I have to watch it day one. I have to watch it day one. That's going to be the issue. I'm going to be sitting there and I'm going to be like gritting my teeth, just hoping that it's good. That's just the only thing I can say is I hope that it's good because the trailer scares me.
Jack, how you feeling?
I went through a lot of thoughts with the trailer. At first, I had a lot of frustrations. I kind of had some conversations, and I got over it. I don't think it's bad. I was really excited about it. It did kind of pull me down a little bit, but I kind of rock with what they're going for. But I'm also hopeful that they give us a lot more. I'll say that. So I just feel like if y'all remember the 30-second trailer they got like 4 or 5 months ago, I remember. So it kind of felt like they gave us just an extended version of that, and then a little bit more. So I feel like a lot of it's based around like the first episode. I don't think they showed us too much. So we gonna see. I'm hoping for. I'm gonna watch it all regardless. I'll watch all comic book content. I gotta support Jon Stewart. I was fighting for Aaron Pierre. I'm always gonna fight for him, so I'm always gonna rock. He looks great already from what we saw. He sounds great. I don't know what James Gunn's doing with Hal. If he's not doing Parallax, I'm gonna be mad because it doesn't make sense. None of it's gonna make sense if you don't do Parallax. But we gonna see, man.
We gonna see, most definitely. Like I will say, I have been very divided about this show because when I first saw the suit, I was like, oh, that's just Earth One. I didn't care about the lack of green because my brain just saw it. It was like, oh, that's just Green Lantern Earth One, whatever, no big deal. But then I went to work and then I went on lunch and I saw everyone going, it's not green, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's kind of not green. It's not green. Like I get what you're saying, but it's just Earth One with no power on it. It's no big deal. And then people are like, well, your suit's supposed to be a construct, and I'm like, fucking Guy's wasn't a construct. Like what's your point? Like Guy's whole suit was made by Maxwell Lord. Like what's your whole point? And like people keep getting upset, and I'm just like, look, man, there's a lot to be mad about this show. Like the direction of it, like certain like the stylistic choices for sure. You can be mad about that. Like I said, I think they should just did it on an alien planet, like it was the Mandalorian or some shit. But like, because I remember there was a great scene from there was the Green Lantern First Flight movie they did. I think it was like Christopher Meloni played Hal Jordan in that, and like there's a whole scene where Sinestro tries to frame like Hal for the murder of a dude on an alien planet. And I'm like, that could have been the whole show. That could have been the whole show, was that like Sinestro and Hal end up teaming up to like frame John for murder or some shit. That could have been the whole damn show, and trying to explore the dichotomy of a black man being put on trial on an alien planet. That'd have been the craziest show you could have made. And but instead we're doing this weird grounded thing, and it's like, I don't know, whatever. But for me, I want to be excited. I'm gonna be cautiously optimistic. I think a lot of the complaints are a little out of pocket. I joked about the whole, oh, Hal doesn't have any green on him when he flies. I joked about that in my video about it. But then I was like, Guy didn't have any energy around him when he flew, so why should I be that upset about it? It's complicated because I want to be hopeful for this, but at the same time, like, there's just a lack of green in this shit, and it concerns me. Like, even if it was just like a little bit of construct, even there, even the lantern Aaron Pierre held in the trailer, I was like, that's a weird style choice for a lantern. What are you doing there,
I
bud?
thought that looked good. I thought
you think so?
The lantern in his hand, I thought it looked good.
Okay.
I've been skeptical on the rings, but I thought that lantern popped. Where it was very dull the whole trailer. I thought that was one where it was like, wow, that stands out.
Yeah,
we only saw the sides, so it's kind of like,
that's fair. It was on the sides. We haven't seen the whole profile of it. I will say, I feel like the fact that Guy's ring looks different than the other two bugs me. I like the fact that we've seen the correct version of or John's ring, but then Hal's ring looks cracked. I think that's intentional and meant to show that he's about to turn into Parallax. But like, the fact that the other, like, their rings look so different than Guy's bugs me. I like what they're doing with the rings from a stylistic point in the show of the differences of like, oh, fear is encasing you and stuff like that. I think that's cool. My only fear, Green Lantern. My only fear with this is that we are going to end up being in a situation. Oh my god, are we live? Oh my god, we've been live.
You didn't record.
Why, hello everybody. Didn't even realize we were live. Welcome in if you're here.
I linked
I
linked the YouTube to do the live with Blur Without Fear and the rest of them, and I look over and see chat popping off in the corner. Oh my god!
This is our
inaugural live show, y'all.
This is our little run.
This is our first ever inaugural live episode of Blue Jack sounds like he's struggling to exist. Oh my god! I'm so sorry, y'all. I did not know that people were here. Let me pull up live chat. Oh, that's hilarious.
Am I actually gonna see chat? Cool.
Well, if you look over in the corner, there's a chat button on the
I see the little chat box. Oh my gosh.
But like, I didn't. Shout out to Dreamer and Damon and like, y'all are in chat and comics are dope. Yo, BJ's in chat. I appreciate you, fam. Y'all being here. I didn't even know.
Welcome in.
That's crazy. And like who's I look over, I see the purple tick of the, like, because it shows you the numbers in the chat as it starts to populate, and I'm like, oh, that's live. I guess now I might have to just disconnect the YouTube from the Riverside now. I'm just gonna start doing that, because I thought we were just recording, because I hit just the recording button. But okay, thanks Riverside. I'll have to talk to support about that later. That's annoying. But shout out to chat. Let me rename the episode, like the YouTube thing real quick. But nah, I want to be hopeful. I want to be hopeful about this. I want to be like, hey, this is gonna be super awesome. And like, I wonder if that's why it gave me the option to change the format of the layout, like, because Blue Jack
we are live,
right? Because Blue Jack was like, hey, are you gonna change the layout of the show? And I'm like, nah, it's fine, I'll fix it in post. And then he says that, I'm like, god damn it. Let me see the layout.
So something that you pointed out to me for this lantern show real quickly, are they doing this on a different Earth than what's going on in our like mainline universe that they're set up? Because from what it sounds like to me in the trailer, he says, I'm the only Green Lantern. So we're assuming that Guy isn't part of this world. And then what you're telling me now is that the rings are different from Guy's, which I wasn't paying attention to that much. So that almost makes me feel like we're going to be on a different world for this TV show. And we might end up getting like Across Universe or something like that.
I don't know. They haven't said anything as far as I'm aware. it's all on the same planet.
Yeah, I'm
we'll
pretty
see.
sure it's the same. A lot of people did pick out him saying I'm the only lantern on Earth, which I think they just messed up. I don't know how.
That might be, yeah.
But at the same time, I think he's just in a weird place, bro. You can't.
Or he might just not know Guy's there. I remember what was it during the Green Lantern animated TV show, his ass didn't know Guy was there. So like that could just be that could just be the fact of the matter. I need to see this whole thing's like, hey, we're gonna pull JP over here, make him look at the wall, and I'll talk to the chat. So I'm gonna see if I move.
But I will say one thing that I was talking about earlier with James Gunn, whether we like it or not, he's keeping it consistent when it comes to the lanterns.
Yes.
And he's made his president, and he's making sure he keeps it across the board. So if we rock with it before, he's not changing it. He's keeping his thing. He's not going to be like, we're going to look different over here than we look over here. It's all going to be across the board same until he decides maybe it's a switch up. So he doing his thing, man.
Well, like a Dreamer even said in chat just now that like Nathan Fillion said he has a seed with Hal in the show. So like there's potential that this will translate better once we see the final product. But like it definitely has me fearful of what this could be. But like I want to be optimistic. I want to be cautiously optimistic of what this could end up looking like. Now, let's talk about the drama, because oh my lord, how do I say this? Well disgraced, well known, but well disgraced piece of lard. The comics gators have betrayed him and started to call him Mr. No Neck. Well thought of as a piece of garbage artist of Green Lantern Rebirth and several other comic books at DC Comics, Ethan Van Sciver decided to open his goddamn mouth on a live stream talking about the show, and decided to call Aaron Pierre the F slur and try to insinuate that he was a part of the LGBT community, much like myself, and start to speak ill on the entire project. I didn't watch nothing but the clip because, frankly, I don't feel like giving EVS more breath than I have to because he's a piece of shit. And you can tell him I said it, I don't care. Because okay. Ethan Van Sciver, for those who don't know, is one of the people who cultivated the Comicsgate movement almost 10 years ago. Like this fall, it'll be 10 years ago because there was a fuck named Diversity in Comics, or now his channel's called Comics with your boy Zach, because it's not even his real fucking name. He calls himself Zach, and he's online. He started out his channel by being upset that Riri Williams was being created, that all his favorite Marvel heroes were being changed into DEI SJW characters, that SJW Marvel is ruining all of comic books and all this, that, and the third. And then Ethan Van Sciver started to be featured on episodes of his show and whatnot, until Ethan finally figured out how a computer worked and figured out how YouTube worked, because he's old as shit and thinks he's awesome. And once he started to cultivate an audience on his own channel, Ethan Van Sciver, he basically talked enough shit to where he got annexed and blacklisted from DC Comics. He says he left. The official thing is that he left. No, bitch, you got blacklisted because you kept saying stupid shit. That's what happened. You were being racist, you were being misogynist, you were being a homophobe, and you got blacklisted. It was to the point that on his insider episodes, he was talking shit about Gail Simone, about working with her on Fury of Firestorm, which infamously, during that era of the New 52, Gail Simone was fired and then rehired over a weekend, and she was constantly having to deal with the misogynistic boys club that was the New 52 and had their own little Me Too movement back then, and they had to get them kicked the fuck out. And he got to the point where Gail had to issue a whole ass statement about his nonsense because of how he was acting on YouTube. And the past 10 years, he's just been being a fuck. He's just been being this toxic piece of shit on the internet who has been trying to convince people that he can make comic books via Kickstarter and Indiegogo that are better than the big two. He has this weird thing he made up called Cyber Frog, where it's Howard the Duck if he was a cyborg, but it's a frog, and like he has really scantily clad women that want to fuck the frog, and it's weird. And he scammed a bunch of people out of money from his Kickstarters because some of the books never came out. And he's been doing this nonsense for years. But the most infamous thing that told me that Ethan was a fuck was he got on the bandwagon of attacking Kelly Marie Tran during the like Last Jedi nonsense. And he flat out would go out of his way to go to Walmart and to go to Target and things like that and buy up all their like action figures of Rose Tico. And he would sit on stream and just mutilate these dolls with scissors and whatever the fuck he had. He would just sit on stream and mutilate these things because he genuinely hated her character and hated women so much and like wanted to like just make fun of the fact that Rose Tico existed in Star Wars. That told me he was a fuck then, because I had grown up in comics with problematic white men. I was like, okay, you're a misogynist piece of shit. I'm not going to worry about you. But then that was the one where it was like, you're so comfortable being a problematic white fuck that you're going to sit here on the internet and mutilate a doll because you're mad about a movie. So when he said this shit, I kind of ignored it. I was like, I'm not going to worry about it. I knew how he acted. But then Ryan, shout out to Zelix comics on TikTok. He made a video talking about it, and then 3 people sent his video to me and was like, "Hey, did you see this?" I'm like, "Yeah, me and Ryan are mutuals. Of course I saw it." And like, why don't you talk about it? And I'm like, "Because I don't want to. He's a piece of shit." And then it got to the point where like a few more people sent it to me, and I was like, "Fine." So I don't know if I'll make a video about it, but I wanted to at least like clear the air and talk about it a little bit because EVS is a fuck. His opinion should not be acknowledged. B, you kind of walked into this because I want chat to hear your story. How did you hear about this?
So I go on break today and I see Zell's video, and the first thing I'm thinking to myself is like, who the hell is this dude? He's not working on any Green Lantern stuff. Why does his opinion even matter at the end of the day? And then secondly, why do you even care what's going on with Aaron Pierre? And then it makes me go, oh, it's because he likes Aaron Pierre. It all makes sense. And then now that I know his name isn't actually Zach, I know this guy is just in the closet. It's just as simple as that. Like, this dude doesn't need to be talking like he's been, else I'm just going to be talking like I am. Because for real, dude, like, if you're going to be such a man-child like that, this like short circuits my brain. This short circuits my brain that there could be somebody who's so small in their identity, who's done, I don't even want to say good work because I don't want to praise this dude, but has put work out there in the comic book community, and you could have just sat on that. You could have been okay. But no, you had to open your fat mouth and act like a man-child. Act like a man-child. Why? It breaks my brain. This shit shouldn't be happening, especially when this dude is older than me. That's the thing that kills me. I could understand if you were 18 years old, if you were trying to be like some wild and off or trying to get popular on TikTok or something like that. But dude, you're an adult. Grow the hell up. It's been 10 years. Maybe take a step back. Go work in a coffee
51,
shop.
By the way, Ethan Van Sciver is like 51. But also you're fusing 2 different people though, because EVS is his own person, diversity in comics is his own person. But your point still stands though that like dude's a fuck. You know,
He's 51 though.
He's 51. He's the pastiest 51-year-old white man you've ever seen, and he's just he thinks he's the shit, and it's just sad. It's just sad.
Yeah, no, dude needs to grow up. That's just the end of it. How are you 51 years old acting like you're 13?
Jack, how you feeling about this, man?
I'm gonna say it just like I said it before. White people. That's it, bro. Why do we need to? It's bad. Just white people, bro. It's insane. Mind you, this man, Aaron Pierre, was just engaged to Tiana Taylor.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they broke up, but he was like, come on, bro. For no, just white people, bro. That's it. I ain't got nothing.
That's all it is. It's just sad because like I think he genuinely just wanted to get his name back out there. Like he genuinely wanted to like create shock value, and I don't know, man. Like I get it if people don't like need to pay your bills and shit, but for what I'm aware of, comics game like the movement has turned their backs on him. Like a lot of them don't want to fuck with him no more because they like he scammed them out of money. He don't want to like he's a bastard. Like there's some things that they just don't agree with him with. Shout out to Shine Comics. Apparently Shine and him like got in an argument on Twitter and it was funny as fuck to watch. But I just find it hilarious that dude is acting like this. It's very sad to see a grown ass man be so downtrodden on himself. And like Watson even said in chat, I'm 46 and I'm just here to enjoy things. This dude like is a whole loser acting like that. He's too old for that shit. That's the thing, is that like dude is too old to be acting like an idiot. I can't for the life of me understand why a whole ass grown ass man is gonna be saying dumb shit on the internet. But that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm just like, I don't care.
So how does he go through the line? This person is great. I think he's gonna be a great Hal. Blah blah blah. He gets to Aaron Pierre, says what he says, and then goes to James Gunn. I love what James Gunn's doing. I'm like, bro,
right? Like that's what was even more weird about it.
Make it more obvious, please.
Right. Like it was just kind of sad to see dude act like this, where like he's like, oh, I like this person, oh, like this person. This dude is a whole slur. Like what?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. But like we'll go ahead and move on from the nonsense. That's the most I will give that. If EVS, if you end up seeing this because some fuck records it, you can come see me because I got plenty to say about your stupid ass. But like that, because like now that I know this show is live, like you can come see me. I don't care. That's just the end of that. From there, the main reason why Jack wanted to come on the show is because he has been rather upset about how we on the show have treated DCKO. And oh Lord, the final issue just came out. And let me crack open my Rise Energy. Shout out to Rise Energy. If you want to sponsor the show, hit a brother up. But I have been feeling very conflicted about this event. And the more chat even said, Jack, you need to drink some tea and honey, brother.
I know.
But like genuinely, I have been watching the conversation about DCKO, and it ended the way I knew it was gonna end. I'll tell you that right now. It ended. I called this shit. Didn't I call this shit me? I called this shit like weeks ago. That this event was going to end just like this. They played with my emotions a little bit and played with me about the whole like, oh, Lex won, and I was like, yep. Okay, you think you slick, but like Clark is the one that's not here, so he's probably gonna do some fuck shit. And then they went, we're gonna do some fuck shit. And I'm like, what? It was just like, what was the point of like trying to prove me wrong, but they're trying to prove me right? Like it was just like, I see the solicit, and the math is mathing to where Metal Bruce or rather, Infinite Crisis Bruce sacrificed himself. Later on, during Death Metal, Diana sacrificed herself and rebooted the universe. It's about time for Clark to get his reboot. And I kind of called it like even without looking at the solicitations, I was kind of like, it's probably Clark's turn to get nuked. It's Clark's time to remake the universe in his own image. It's fine. And then they're like, nah, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, are you sure about that? And I kind of got to a point where after rereading the event this week, I kind of just sat there and was like, I'm gonna give it a 6.5, like a 6.5, because the way this event has been shaping up, the art is gorgeous. The matchups were a mixed bag. The writing had a few holes in it that bothered me. The community couldn't figure out if it was canon or if it wasn't canon, and that's cool. But I feel like where I'm kind of at is that this event feels like they had a really cool idea, and then the marketing team came in and tried to mess with it, and I was like, 6-7, Dreamers in the chat, but like that's kind of where I'm at. Where like I liked the ending. I thought the ending was great. I thought like the whole idea of Clark coming in and just bashing everything, and then like the whole plague possum was kind of cool. I really enjoyed that idea, but at the same time, the writing was kind of on the wall. The event was kind of played out the way I figured it would. My biggest gripe And the thing that I'm still the maddest about is during round 2 rather, you had the whole thing of like, go grab a fun item, guys. And everyone grabbed a fun item. And then they didn't use that fun item in the next round. And I just kind of sat there like, what was the point? What was the point of the fun items? What was the point of grabbing that shit only for you to spin everybody off in different directions? Because I still want Harley with the Speed Force, damn it. I still want to see Harley fuck some shit up with the Speed Force. And you gave me a fun idea, and then we didn't get to do it. So I'm a little salty about that, but I'm gonna give it a 6-7. Like that's where I'm gonna leave that. B, how you feeling?
Jump in here real quickly and say I really wanted to see Wonder Woman with Thor's hammer. That would have been so much fun because I was rereading through all of this and like they could have done so many fun things with it and it felt like they just kind of left it on the floor. But as I finished everything up, I really felt like we're getting another video game. I honestly think that's where they're heading this because I felt like they were like, we're going to set this up like Injustice. It's going to do really good. If it gets good sales, we're going to make it into a video game because like I see the video game-esque of this all because I could be like, this is like DC play with your characters, you know, like that's how this feels. And it feels fun. When I go through this and I'm going to rate it a little bit higher, I was going to say 7.5 because at the end, I felt like I enjoyed it. I'm not super particularly happy with how everything finished off, but at the same time, like no comic book fan's going to be happy on how every event finishes. So I'm not going to be the one that goes, because it didn't finish my way, I'm going to be all particular about it. You know, I knew Superman was going to come in. JP called it. That was one of the things. I ain't going to complain about that though. I still had fun through the event. I still enjoyed the comics. I enjoyed the art more than anything else. And yeah, 7.5.
Okay. So Jack, you've been watching us talk about this show about this book for the past few weeks. I want to know what your gripes about things that we have said. You are coming in the defense of DCKO. How do you plead? How do you feel about this event, and what do you think we were off base about?
So you know what's funny? Sometimes I just sit back and just let y'all talk, right? So issue 4 comes out, right? And I hear all this complaining. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm a listener of the pod. I'm an avid listener every week, right? And I listen to the pod, and I hear every one of y'all just throwing positives after positives. I enjoyed this. I like this. This was beautiful. And I'm like, listen, you doing my work for me because you're proving when you don't sit here and try to do this critical. Listen, we all know when it comes to events, you're either going to get crazy too much story that is uninteresting sometimes, or you're going to get crazy action-packed rock'em sock'em, right?
Mm.
When it comes to this event, if you're reading this book and you're not smiling, there's something wrong. It's all for us, man. It's all for the fans. It's all for us to love the characters, right? And I hear about people talk about it was predictable. I've been saying it wasn't predictable, other than it did feel like a Superman story. Normally when it's Dark Side, it is a Superman story because, okay, but then you come up. I heard people complain about Joker so much. What happened to Joker? Hey, gotcha. He's not winning. I heard people talking about Batman coming back and he's going to do that. Gotcha.
Because hold on. Okay.
Batman's going to win. Lex, if y'all in the pod, I hate Lex. Why Lex? Gotcha. 2 pages. Gotcha. He ain't winning either. The true King Omega comes up. Every time he got y'all. When it came to the solicits, they had the whole tournament rocked out, right? Everybody's, we're looking at solicits. We know what's coming out. What happened? I'm going to switch it up. So you get the first round, that's one type of tournament. Second round, you get your 1v1s. The next round, you get tag teams. And then, so every time the marketing was on point to give you something different to enjoy, but also keep it based with the story. Outside of you're getting character building, we got the Trinity versus the Absolute Trinity. So much hype, man. And I say this all the time. Who's talking about Ultimate Endgame? Nobody.
You know what? I'll give you that. We ain't said shit about it, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. There have been some comments on the show that have been like, "Hey, why don't you talk about Marvel that much?" And I'm like, and we addressed that in a previous episode. I was like, because Marvel ain't doing shit. Marvel ain't doing a damn thing that I'm interested in. I'm still waiting for like I'm not even excited about Armageddon because Chip Zdarsky said like Marvel's not letting him reboot. Like that told me right there that this shit's gonna be like 6 months of nonsense and I'm gonna go back to what the fuck I was doing. Like, and the fact that we even know now that Steve Orlando's Sorcerer Supreme book with Wanda is only gonna be 11 issues because it's getting canceled. That tells me in 2027 we're about to get a whole new slate of number ones because they're worried about sales. They're gonna reboot after 10 issues, and I'm like, Marvel's back to 2015 Marvel, but the Marvel Now, Marvel Legacy era, where they got to reboot every 6 months because they're worried about sales. And that, like, I understand the concern. I understand the concern that they're worried about sales and stuff like that. But there's only so much you can hit that button. But let's talk about the things you just said there. Let's talk about it. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am so down for a twist here and there. I'm so down for a twist, like sometimes. But when like every 5 minutes during this event, it feels like M. Night Shyamalan from Robot Chicken is coming in the room and being like, "What the twist? What the twist?" I'm like, no, you're killing me. You're killing me because like I'm over here ready to see round 1. Everybody square up. Like you released a whole bracket, like pre-release of the shit. You released a whole bracket. Issue 2. What do we see? The Joker literally eats Connor Hawk. What? Like literally one of your only legacy characters in here, one of your only POC characters as well, mind you. And you see this man get eaten by Joker. What?
It was gas. Like, it was gas.
Nah, man, that was wild. That was wild. Listen,
like, I will give you Vixen. I was mad when Vixen got.
Vixen was some bullshit.
That pissed me off. I was like, she had to make it past round 1. Connor Hawk, I was like, why is he even here? Let's be honest.
Well, I thought it was weird that Connor was there, but I was very much like the one person you have on this bracket, and you make him get eaten by Joker. You won't even let him have this fight. That irked me. But Vixen getting to be in round 2, have this awesome moment against King Shark, and then you do her dirty like that. I was livid.
Yeah. That's like I was upset about it. B-Rex, you didn't like Joker eating?
No. So honestly, I am the Joker glazer here. Exactly. And the only thing that made me excited about Joker with this one was the Joker and Annabelle stuff. Because like it felt,
and they didn't even get to do anything. That's not a team party.
That was the thing, is like I enjoyed what they did with the Joker. I just wanted to see more of it. That's the issue that I have with this DCKO, is that they put so much in front of me that I felt like y'all have like at least 4 or 5 issues that are locked in the back that like have some backstory stuff that are going to tie things in that make this like perfect and great and knit everything together. And that's my issue with the whole thing, is that it doesn't slide perfectly together. I see it as like a video game. It's very much of like, I got to play as each character and then figure out the point of view of each character, and then things come out to being a little more clear, which as I was going through and rereading that, I found out I enjoyed it more, because I was going to rate this a lot lower, honestly, after the first read and be like, it was a 5. I didn't like it. And then I went back and reread it again, and I was like, you know what? I'm smiling again at the Harley and Zatanna. I am smiling at the Joker stuff. And like, it's fun. It is really fun, but it's just, they don't give me enough for me to be like, it's great. You know, like I feel like he's teasing me for the next event, because like I'm even more excited for the absolute event that they're talking about. Like I've been on that series, I've been on that grind, I've been collecting issues number 1s on those, and I'm like, yes, you know. But I felt like that's what this was a build up to that event.
Here's my like, I have thoughts about that thing you just said in a second, but like I will even say I agree with B. I was gonna rate this a lot lower. When it first was announced, but whereas the things were coming out, but like especially during the duos issue, it was like issue like 3 or 4, the duos thing, where like people came back and like fought, because there was a lot of missteps with that. Like how you telling me that Zatanna and Constantine lost this fight? You're telling me that they lost that shit? Like there were certain things like that kind of irked me, where it feels like they were doing shit for plot contrivance reasons rather than like actually telling a good story. Or like randomly Cyborg teaming up with Connor Hawk, when I know those two ain't shared a page in like thousands of years. Like they're like, oh yeah, we're buds. I'm like, you don't even know this motherfucker. What are you doing?
So
and it was
like so
there's that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many little pitfalls where like like you're walking out of like you're walking down the road, and then there's a random crack in the road and you tripped on it. Where there's little things like that where it just dropped the level for me. Is it bad? No. Is it like not the perfect event? No. But I feel as if like you kind of hit the nail on the head there, B, where there's so many crazy, goofy moments that make this very exciting and things like that. The the event that I feel like this is trying to be is it's trying to be death metal. But the problem with it is it's not embracing the insanity of death metal enough. Where I feel like if you're gonna do death metal or do metal again, just do it. Like fully go balls to the wall with it. Like give us the goofy antics to the highest degree. Like, give me multiple issues of mashups. Give me multiple issues of things like that. But like, why was Swamp Thing versus Cyborg in a Titans tie-in? Why did it not get its own issue? Or like, why were there just little like things like, or like how, you're telling me that Jason and Joker didn't end fully with Jason winning. Joker cheated again, and then all that for Joker just to get to the next round, and then like get another boost from Darkseid again, and then end up just teaming up with Darkseid at the end of it all. Like that irked my soul because I knew Joker wasn't gonna win. I mean, like people were upset that Joker was getting as far as he was. I was like, Joker's not gonna win this shit. Like that's not gonna happen. But then all for him just to join like Darkseid, I was like, really? Really? That's how you do it? I do have to admit,
that is the most Jokerish thing to do, though. I'm more mad that he didn't go after Absolute Batman because I felt like that would have been like, he should have switched sides, gone after Absolute Batman, and then like, you know, something like that would have happened.
Yeah.
But then there was one other
point. I don't think
no, that's true. No, that's true, though.
It was the Trinity versus the Trinity. That was the spotlight of that book. And I hear y'all say stuff y'all didn't like, but at some points, we all know you can't please everybody. B-Rex wanted more Joker. Everybody in the community said it's too much Joker, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like, let's give everybody a little bit, but the big characters also got to get their shine because they are the focal point of this book. That's the whole point. And we like I go back to the tournament style. The comic industry is bringing back getting the community involved again. And I think that was a fun aspect. Everybody making videos, sending their letters out and all that crap. When they said, hey, vote, we might ask somebody. Everybody's getting involved. It didn't happen, but we're getting back involved. You're getting people to talk outside of the books, man. The spin this book had on everybody, you can't. That's why I call it generational, bro. I have to.
It's a great book, yeah.
The last 6 to 8 years for events, nothing's touching it. No matter if you think story-wise it's not the best, nothing's touching. Nothing has done what it's done for the comic industry. Period.
I can get behind that.
It's a lot of that relying on the Absolute Universe, yes, but at the same time, it's what we got. It's what we got, yeah.
You make a very good point because like we've been at a point right now where like nothing has been going on in the comic industry that has been exciting other than the Absolute Universe. So like the past 6 months has just been DCKO and Absolute Universe, and then like maybe a little bit of Fractions Batman. Like that's all anybody's really cared about. Like that, like you're 10. Like I'll stand 10 toes down on with you on that. Where I like that's kind of why I'm still saying though, like if you're gonna embrace the full insanity of your idea, embrace it. Go I loved death metal so much because from launch, I think it was like New York Comic Con or San Diego or something like that. They walked in the room and said, Batman with double guitar, Superman long hair, Van Halen guitar, Wonder Woman chainsaw of truth. They were ready to go balls to the wall insanity. If you're gonna walk in the room and tell me you're gonna do DC Tekken, DC Street Fighter, embrace that shit. Same thing with the boss battle issue. Like I'll stand 10 toes down on this. The boss battle could have been like 5 issues. Boss battle could have been like 5 different issues.
See, this is what I wanted to see from that boss battle. Is one issue from each one. Like I would have loved to see an entire thing of like it didn't even have to be this, you know, but like I would have loved to have seen like one issue of each boss battle, and I would have rated this 10 out of 10 at that point. Because my main reason for this is because with the Something Killing the Children, that got my girlfriend into comics. And so she would have been able to have had her own single issue of like Something Killing the Children going against Lex Luthor. And then she would have gone out and gotten the volumes. And now she's picking up the trade paperbacks. I felt like that would have felt more inclusive to her to where she would have then bought that issue instead of just be like, okay, I'm going to read my boyfriend's issue and then I'll be happy with that, instead of being like, I want to go own my own issue now. You know, like I'm just throwing ideas at DC because I love getting more comic books. That's just really what it is. I want to see DC just throw more stuff at me most of the time.
And like, I'll let you go. Like the last comment I make up with the boss battle thing is the fact that like the Homelander Superman thing, it felt like Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel's contracts where neither of them can lose. Like,
JP, I told you when I read it earlier, did I not tell you? I said, bro, the internet is gonna go crazy because we know what should happen, right? But I told you the book. I told you.
You did tell me that, but it's like it feels as if like you baited everybody thinking, or like, do you know how wild it would have been for Zatanna and Sabrina to get their own issue and just have like I'm gonna pitch this to you: Jamal Campbell, Zatanna v Sabrina.
I'm buying every cover now. I'm buying every cover now.
Like,
thank you.
Like this is what I mean. Where if you're gonna go full death metal, go full death metal. Snyder and Williamson. Like if you're gonna go balls to the wall, go balls. That's why I'm saying like, okay, I'll give it a 7. I'll leave it at 7. I won't do 6.5. I like because like yes, I agree. There's a lot to love about.
Talking and we'll get this to a 10. Don't worry.
I'm not moving past 7. I'm staying at 7. I'm staying at 7 because genuinely there is a lot to love about this event, but it feels like you just could have did a little bit more and we would have popped off. Like Wonder Woman, like perfect example. Gail Simone has written both Red Sonja and Wonder Woman. She has written some of the most iconic runs of Wonder Woman and Red Sonja. You're telling me the community wouldn't have went feral over a Gail Simone one shot of Wonder Woman v Red Sonja? You telling me that shit would have sold a gangbust? Like
Gail Simone would have to be throwing bricks at multiple people at that point. If you don't get that cut, get onto Blue Sky. Because like dear God, I am getting excited about that idea, and I'm not even getting it.
Like, do you know how many random ass Red Sonja and Vampirella covers that Dynamite be having? Or like how they had like a hot tub variant of Harley and Elvira recently. Do you know how feral the Gooners would have went for a Red Sonja Wonder Woman cover? Like how, like this is what I mean. We're like, I'm throwing ideas at DC. Like this whole event could have been a little bit more gas. Like just give me a little bit more gas in my tank, and I'll ride with you, DC. I'm here for you. Just put a little bit more in my tank, and we can ride. Like that's all I'm saying is that like you had a little bit of trips. Like where's Speed Force Harley? Speed Force Harley versus Zatanna would have went hard.
It's the Speed Force. Yeah, it's true.
Right, so it's like I'm willing to say I love this event. I think it's a fun event. I think there's great ideas. I will say, and this is my one big gripe, as beautiful as that splash page of like Superman remaking the universe is, and I said this about the Act 2 picture that they put on Twitter about the next chapter of DC Next Level. That shit looking real white. Like I'm gonna call it a spade, and like you included Mr. Terrific and Cyborg in the like oh, what's happening next? Like oh, we're getting the heart of Cyborg in the next thing. Like oh, Mr. Terrific's gonna be looking for apocalyptic energy. That's cool. You know that's probably gonna be in Teen Titans and Justice League though. That's not gonna be in their own books. So it's just that's what I mean. Where it's like I want to be excited about this shit. But it feels like you tried to give me metal again, and you didn't just let the whole like one of my favorite bits from Dark Knight's Metal specifically was there was a bit they did where like Plastic Man shows up as like an egg or some shit, and like they're on an alien planet or Martian Manhunter like is there, and they're like, and the editor's notes, it's like Scott Gregg, how did Jean get to this planet? And you just see Scott and Greg : bat horns rock out so if you're gonna throw continuity to the wind and just have fun, that's what I mean. Where it's like I want to see Scott and Greg just throw up the bat horns and just say fuck it. Like if you're gonna like that's why when people were saying I don't know if this event isn't canon, like genuinely if you're gonna give people that kind of like thought process of is this canon, is this not canon, go crazy, go stupid. Like it's like the yeah.
But see, this is where I countered that, right? Because, and I'm a backtrack and I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
People like us that actually enjoy buy and read the books with the boss battle. Yes, we buy that. But then you have the other people that cry and complain. There's too many tie-ins, right? So you come back to this point, right, where you're like, is it canon? It's obviously canon if you read the other books, because on Titans, which is a part of the universe in this book, the world is gone. The world is turned into apocalypse. But guess what? People don't read the books they ask for. Not saying it's the best. I read it because I was collecting Titans as the run first started.
Yeah,
Is it the best? No. But if you wanted to know what's happening on Earth, that's what Titans was for. It explained it all. How they got the humans off Earth. The Earth was changing when after issue 4, when the heroes came back, it explained why the Earth looked like the way it did. It explained it all. But people yap and don't read. DC gives you the books, right? They give you everything you ask for. But like we always say with Black characters, y'all don't go and get out what you're supposed to get. You don't do it.
You know,
and I
can get behind.
I talked to people in Discord, and I'm like, listen, just because you say you didn't enjoy the tie-ins doesn't mean that information's not there. Because I'm not telling you got to enjoy everything, right? But the information you cry about, they've already done it.
You know, you make a really good point, Jack. You make a really good point, because this is a far cry from Civil War II, Dark Knight's Metal. Every book is a tie-in, because because while I do gripe at the whole you made Cyborg Swamp Thing, it's a Titans tie-in, I will give you that they did enough with it where they pulled everybody in and did like enough with it, like. Fair, I will give you that, but I will say though, some people just don't know what the fuck they want. I will say that that's why it feels like they could have done a little bit more here, a little bit more there. Like you could have sprinkled a little bit more sauce on that bitch. Where it's like, it reminds me of the Old Spice Terry Crews commercial, where it's like, go stupid, go crazy, like embrace that shit. Embrace that shit if you're gonna do it, because like I would rather you see like DC go balls to the wall and then let the complaints lie where they lie over. Because that's the big problem with social media these days, is that social media can be a really good thing for comics or a really bad thing for comics, especially because these things come out like months in advance. Because there's been situations like Heroes in Crisis where they had to come out and, because of social media, and like change shit mid-run. Otherwise, it was going to end in controversy. Or like there's certain things that they've had to like go in and change mid-run because people didn't like what was going on. So I definitely could concede to that, is that like some people just don't know what the fuck they want, but at the same time, some motherfuckers don't read the shit anyway. Now, I will give DC props for this. They did put the supplementary tie-in books on DC Infinite the day of, when they've never done that before. That was such a great innovation for a lot of fans.
Spoon feeding it to you. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Because what other event can you think of where they were like, hey, we know you're probably not gonna buy this, so here's it for free. We worked hard on it. Just pay the DC Infinite subscription and you can just read it. Like, we're not gonna be mad at you for not doing that, because like, Jake, that's a tie-in book. Someone worked hard on it. Like, some folks worked hard to make it happen, but we know that's not gonna fit your log box. So here you go. And that's a great idea, but like, I just need you to put a little bit more sauce on it. Put a little bit more sauce on it. Yeah, that's where it feels like there's a couple trips in the road, but like it's still a banger. Sure, it's just a 7 banger rather than a whole 10 out of 10 banger is where I believe that.
Okay, so let me get my rating. Hold on, I'm at an 8.9. G.
Ooh,
I'm at an 8.9, bro. When I say generational, I say that for a reason, man. Like, it changed the game, and we also got to think about so many new readers coming to comics.
Yes.
Right? This event, just if you put that as an animated movie or something, banger. That's literally what this is.
Fair.
That's why I said I was thinking we were getting a video game, because like it would be a banger of a video game.
Yes.
Or like Injustice 3 like drops the trailer right as issue 6 drops, or issue 5. They just give you Injustice 3 trailer. That'd be crazy marketing.
You can't tell me them splash pages weren't. Gee, I was staring at them for like 30 seconds. Bro, they're just good.
One of my favorite splash pages will always be the Cyborg tie-in, where you see every version of Cyborg. That shit will always be fine. Like they
That
even gave
so good.
they even gave Lee Thompson Young his flowers. Like the fact that someone bothered enough to give Lee Thompson Young his flowers in that splash page, that had me about to end in tears. Because
I know you hate Batman. When Batman had absolute Batman, he's standing there. He smiles.
Oh, see, that's what I love is that I hate Batman because of the fans.
Oh, no, yeah.
I hate Batman because Bat God gets out of control. But there's one writer that I will never question Bat God with, and that's Snyder. Because Snyder will come in the room and just have fun with Bat God. But then when other people do Bat God, it's like, really? Really?
That was the thing about the issues, though, is like even when they were doing the whole chess or the game matches right there, and you see Bruce doing his little smirk of I'm Batman, I hate it. I hate it because it's Batman, but it's fun.
Right.
It's fun. It makes you smile.
Because and even when Williamson is writing, it feels like he's had enough conversations with Snyder where it's like he's taught him the ways of don't overdo Bat God, and like that moment where absolute Batman takes off the bat symbol and because Bruce was like, I don't like your bat symbol, and it takes it off as an axe. How about now? You know what?
Look at the smile.
On me.
Look at the smile. Look at the smile. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's like you know what? Fair.
Bro, we get our social media minds and critical minds get caught up too much, and we forget to just enjoy, G, bro. And
fair, but that's what I mean though. Is I'm willing to admit a lot of this event is gas, but then you irritated me when they were like, we're gonna put Batman in his own tie-ins because we know that.
Don't say nothing bad about Night Fight.
No, because Night Fight in its entirety was gas.
Yes.
Night Fight was amazing. Williamson finally gave me what I wanted, which showed the world that Tim Drake could be a great Batman. Night Fight was great, but they were like, "Yo, we know that you bitches are gonna get real bad if Batman wins this whole game. So we're gonna mess with your expectations." And I'm like, why don't we just kill him? Why don't we just kill him and leave him dead, damn it? That's what I want. I'm tired of seeing Bat God ruin my shit every 5 minutes. Even when he showed up, it was like, hey, I beat Joker, guys. Are you happy now?
I have to admit, when he came in and stomped on Joker, that was one of my favorite shots that I saw. That was pretty cool.
Go back to issue 1. He did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And then looked at him and smiled. He smiled.
Mm-hmm. When Batman smiles, you know it's gonna be a good time.
Exactly.
I definitely will give you that.
My last point, and I know you want to go too long on it. When we talk about how, of course, us as readers, we're done this for years. We know how this goes. We know they're not dead, but factually in the book, they were legit dead. In the Titans book, at the end, Raven pulls everybody together because they're all scattered across the universe. And they're like, where's Cyborg at? We know he's in a tournament. Did he die? Did he win? They can't find him because he's factually dead inside the heart of. So it's like in the book, yes, they were legit gone.
Yeah.
If not for Superman, they would be gone.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. And it's like, I love that idea that it reminds me of the Rebirth era of comics where they actually cared about continuity a little bit. Like when Tynan killed Tim Drake during Detective Comics, and they were like, oh, in the team in the new Teen Titans book, they're like, oh, we're at Tim Drake's funeral. This is super depressing. Or Raven's like, oh, in my little mini series by Marv Wolfman, Tim Drake's dead. I'm sad. It's like the little nods to continuity are very appreciated because it shows that as a company you're having synergy. It's very enjoyable from that aspect. So that is the one thing that I will say is that I enjoy when things do mess with my expectations, but when I keep seeing Shyamalan come in the room and say, "What a twist," there's gonna be an eye roll or two. It's like the 7 comes from you got 7 big booms out of me on some big justice shit, but then you got 3 eye rolls out of me. Is that that's where I'll leave that. So it's like there's a couple. That's why you get not 3 points because there was 3 eye rolls over the course of the book. Is where I'll leave that. Where it's like it was gas, but you made me roll my eyes enough times where I was like, All right, motherfuckers, y'all playing around. Like I'm docking a whole point because of the disrespect of Black Lightning and Vixen. Like hands down, you get docked a whole point, 10 toes down, because you're telling me that Black Lightning like not only lost early on in this matchup against Lex Luthor, but you're telling me that he wasn't gonna cook Sub-Zero and Scorpion? You got me fucked up. He had Plastic Man to have his back, but Plastic Man's literally like a nuclear weapon. You got me fucked up. So that's where I like, and also just the disrespect of Vixen, where they wanted to give her a really beautiful moment, only for them to fuck her. I was like, I'm bad. That's some bullshit. So that's where I'll leave that. Is that you get a 7 out of me. I'll give you 7 big boobs, but you also get 7 eye rolls. B, what's your rating for this book?
After our conversation today, I will up it up to an 8. And then I will probably go and reread it and then up it up even more because it is still a fun event. It is still great. It is one of those things that I will give people to where you are going to have fun with this. If you go and pick this up when it comes out in trade paperback and you can get all the extra issues and everything in there, you're going to have fun.
This is going to be a sexy omnibus one day. This is going to be
it is. Oh yeah, it is. And this is the other thing. This is like my first event I've been able to fully like engulf myself in. I didn't drop off during it and then I have to go back and get other issues. Like I was fully engulfed during this whole entire event. So they did something right here. That is so true. And one of our and one of our biggest criticisms, I think, if you like take everything from this live and podcast and everything, we wanted more, which is, if that's your biggest criticism that you're getting from us, I mean, that means you did something right, you know?
Right. Like, was there a couple pitfalls? Sure. But at the end of the day, I wanted more. Is that like, you made me roll my eyes a couple times and I wanted some more gas out of you. Is that where I'm going to leave that? It's like, I wanted you to go balls to the wall and you messed up and irritated me a couple of times, but did you do some awesome shit? Yes, is where I'm gonna leave that. Someone in chat said Rubber Band Man is better than Plastic Man. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you that.
I'll respect that. Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
All right. So how many events, right? Do you get to the last issue and you're like, I'm sad it's going? How many events do that?
I can think of a few because like Blood Hunt was big for me. Metal was like that for me. Death Metal almost had me like that.
Blood Hunt kind of dipped the last few issues.
Yeah, but like I want more Blade, brother. I want more Blade. I want more gas. Like plus that right, and like the tie-in issues where T'Challa rejected the vampirism was hard as fuck. Like, there's enough in Blood Hunt where like the omnibus comes out in October. That's gonna be on my shelf day one. I don't give a fuck. Like, that'll be the first event omnibus that I will put on my shelf because that event was enough for me to be like, I'm gonna come back for that shit.
And what'd you rate that? What'd you rate that? I
would put Blood Hunt at like a 8.59. I would say.
Is that like all the tie-ins? You read all the tie-ins?
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You like them all?
Not all of them. No, not all of them. But that's what I'm saying. Like an event will be really like the tie-ins will fuck it up for me. Where it's like, does it get some bonus points for you making Blade a focal point? Sure, but as an event, like as a whole event, 7. As a Blade event, you get the 8, 9 out of me is where I will leave that. Where like Blood Hunt kind of fits in the same like spot overall with me when it comes to DCKO. Whereas a modern event, it did enough to keep me interested. Now Marvel better listen the fuck up. Marvel better listen up and take notes from DC. Make the tie-ins be on Marvel Unlimited, damn it. Make the tie-ins be on Marvel. Like Armageddon's coming up, them tie-ins better be on Marvel Unlimited because we ain't trying to spend that money.
So what I'm hearing is DC, if y'all had one black character that made it to the end, he would have been at a 9. That's exactly what I'm hearing.
You probably would have been at an 8. You probably would have been at an 8. Yeah.
If it was Black Lightning or Vixen that made it, like, let's say past boss battle, you would have been like, okay.
I would have said 8. I would have said like more likely a 7.5.
It's for the camera.
Because you know what? If you would have thrown Vixen in there and Mr. Terrific, then he would have given it like a full 10 out of 10.
Say, I'll even throw you a bone. If Mr. Terrific would have been the one to like channel Doomsday and like transmit Doomsday to Superman, or like created a machine to work with like the channel Doomsday to Superman or something like that, where like you make him the focal point even past the Terrific 10 nonsense, cool. Bet I like that. You'd probably got an 8 out of me. You'd probably got a solid 8 out of me.
But
or
you got a whole line of Mr. Terrific by himself in the Justice League.
You mean Mr. Terrific and the white people?
Yeah, but at the end it was only him.
But it was Mr. Terrific and the white people.
It was, but at the end it was only him.
Because all the motherfuckers died. It was ridiculous.
Except Mr. Terrific. That's what I'm saying.
And also, it wasn't in his own book. Where's my Mr. Terrific book?
It's Justice League.
And here's the thing: am I able to be very objective about a lot of this book? For sure, I'm willing to be like, there's a lot to love about it. There's a lot of great things about it. It is going to be generational. It's going to be like one of the best events of 2020. I can say like Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson definitely cooked with this, but there's just some things that are amiss, and there's some things that just don't hit perfectly. So that's why I'm saying like you're getting a solid 7 out of me. Where it's like I'm willing to say you got some big boobs out of me, but you got some eye rolls out of me, and where it's like would I have put some stank on it a little bit, like how I do with Blood Hunt, where you made Blade a focal point, you probably would have got an 8 out of me. You probably would have got an 8 out of me from a fan perspective. But from a critic perspective, there's enough here where I was like, you got about like 3 good eye rolls out of me, so I'm knocking 3 points, is where I believe that. So that's where I believe that. Let's look at League of Comic Geeks for this coming week, March 11th. In terms of hot books that are dropping this week at your local comic book shop, Absolute Batman number 18 is about to be nuts. Poison Ivy is coming to your town. Better be looking the fuck out. Speaking of which, did y'all see Scott Snyder dropped the cover for Absolute Batman with Deathstroke?
Yep.
That motherfucker lifts.
I am gonna be going to Twitter for that one. Oh my gosh!
Why does Joker have a Robin pin on his suit?
Exactly.
Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Here, let me grab
this Absolute Batman issue. Oh my god!
See, and what's funny is I'm about to be on someone's show here in a minute where like someone said, "Oh, if DC So White is so like grounds on some bullshit, why are you not boycotting? Why are you getting rid of everything?" Because here's the thing. I'm not buying every issue of Absolute Batman. I'm reading it on trade, or I'm reading it via DC Infinite, and I'm enjoying the conversation with the fandom. I'm not putting my pre-order dollar on that, or even if I do go grab a random issue in here and there. Realistically, you cannot boycott a Batman book. You cannot boycott a Batman book, and if there's one writer that I'm gonna stay 10 toes down on that I will defend, is Scott Snyder, where I will be like in his corner. You gonna have to like pry him off of me to defend him. Like I will be ready to box, because like someone even tried to slide in my comments like a few weeks ago, or in my DMs, and was like, "Do you think Scott Snyder is racist?" And I was like, "No, that motherfucker's tired." That dude is tired. That dude is genuinely tired all the time, where his bags under his eyes have been there for over 10 years. Because I remember being at Cincinnati Comic Expo literally 10 years ago in 2016. Like he'll be in the same comic convention this fall, where I met him, and straight up he had the bags under his eyes from working on Metal and for prepping Justice League. And man was tired even then. Man is still tired. So when people want to, like, not only that, he created Duke Thomas. He is elevating someone like Shane Grayson right now to co-write and work with him on Absolute Catwoman. And look what that's led to where Shane Grayson is getting elevated by James Tynion. She's getting new opportunities to be in the industry. A new black woman is getting opportunities in the industry because of Scott Snyder. So I'll be damned if you're going to throw shade at me and try to tell me that Scott Snyder don't care about the industry, but you realistically can't boycott a Bat book, is where I believe that. You like unless you convince every white man in the industry to boycott a Bat book, that ain't gonna happen. So I'm willing to now. Am I going to pick up a Snyder book over a Fraction book? Sure. I'm not picking up Fraction. I love Fraction. I might read it in trade or read it on Infinite, but I ain't buying it. So will I be in Snyder's corner? For sure. So that's just me. Absolute Green Lantern, gonna be buying.
Yes.
Most definitely. Absolute Green Lantern is coming out this week. Is amazing. Transformers number 30 for fans of that. Action Comics number 1096 is coming out. Spawn 373. Bettina, stop being so sexy with your covers. Someone tried to tell me Bettina traces his art. I got sad, but like that man's artwork is still sexy. What else is there? The first issue of Supergirl is having the Dawn of the Superboy starts, which is going to be weird. But what else is there? If you're reading, Black Cat is right now having like the Mary Jane crossover, which is just fucking weird. Magic and Colossus number 2. I know a lot of Magic fans were sad that her book ended, but Magic and Colossus is the continuation of that. So definitely make sure you're picking that up. Storm Earth's Mightiest Mutant number 2. I want to let people know about this. If you have not pre-ordered Earth's Mightiest Mutant 2 from your comic book shop, please make sure that you go to your comic book store and try to grab this before the speculators get to it, because the speculators were told by Marvel that this is going to have the first 616 appearance of Galacta, as like a Marvel Rivals like synergy tie-in. So make sure that you go grab that before the speculators get to it, or you're going to have another Dark Knight's Metal Batman Who Laughs situation where the Teen Titans book sold out. So make sure that you go to your local comic book shop and grab that before you end up getting nothing.
Hey, JP, look at that 1 in 25 for Storm. Just look at it, bro. The covers for Storm.
The Anka cover?
Yes.
Or the purple one?
Yeah, the 1 in 25, the Anka. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro, Chris Anka don't play. Man, like, if you want to know an Asian man that be ride or die for some black women, Chris, or just women, period, Chris Anka.
Look at B-Rex.
No, hold on. I got you, B. Hold on, I got you. Hold on, I got you. Where's the Chris Anka? I'm about to drop a cover in the
Where
in the
has
group
this
chat.
gentleman been hiding my entire life?
No, B. I know you love when women are drawn very respectfully. So I'm gonna drop something in the Discord. I'm gonna drop this in the CU Discord. Make sure you join the Comics Unmasked Discord. Check the comic chat channel in the Discord, and look at that Justice League Unlimited cover that Chris Anka drew, and you gonna see Black Canary, Power Girl, Vixen, Wonder Woman, Starfire, Batman, and Kyle Rayner looking gas.
Yeah.
That's why when people try to come to me and tell me who are some of our most generational artists of the comic book industry, Chris Anka better be on your top list. Chris Anka is one of the best artists in the motherfucking game. And man,
look at Vixen, bro. She's so tough.
I'm immediately sending that over to my girlfriend. She is gonna love that.
Chris Anka don't play, bro. People be trying to like come to me and tell me who were some of the best artists to ever touch the game. Chris Anka is one of those dudes that like will swing for the fences and give you some of the most beautiful artwork you ever
he even does Power Girl so good. Like not even doing like the whole like busty
not
chest
even like
and
a
everything.
male
Like
gaze.
he does it in like a actual manner in which I would see like a powerful woman like that. Like that is beautiful.
Like genuinely, he like the way he draws her. Like you got her being more about her thighs than her chest is how that good look. Like motherfucker out here got like crush me with them thighs, not that chest though. Is where he at, and like man.
Honestly, have you guys seen that new Megan Thee Stallion like trailer manga?
That's not hold on. Like that was ended up being from a unreleased music video. That's not from the anime.
Because I was
Megan came out and was like, "Shut up, bitches." That's not from the anime. Chill out.
Because all I gotta say is when I saw that, I immediately went, you know what, babe? You can do that to my face any day, because I understand in the Gooner community, there is only one way to go, and that is the proper way to be going.
Well, no, here's the thing. I would have watched it. I would have been like, you know what? I'm gonna watch that shit, and I'd have been down with it. I saw it in passing.
I definitely would have supported. I would support regardless.
I would have gone out and watched that. I hate to say it. I would have at least given at least one good season.
I know, right? In terms of the rest of the books that are coming out this week that you should be taking a look at, Alias Red Band #1, that is a new 6-issue miniseries about Jessica Jones. Also, my one gripe with that book is you're telling me just because Jessica is going to be in Daredevil season 2, you get a whole story about how she's coping with Luke being mayor, but I can't get an ongoing about Luke being mayor. You got me fucked up, Marvel.
Marvel. Yep, that's what they do.
Space Ghost number 9 is coming out. Die Loaded. Number 5 is coming out. Die Loaded from Kieran Gillen's one of the best books that y'all aren't reading an Image. So make sure that y'all are peeping that. DC versus AEW number 2 is dropping this week, so make sure that you peep that. They had a really cool Lex Luthor Mercedes Monet cover, which looks badass as fuck. So make sure that you peep that. And Dork number 2 is coming out. I know a lot of fans were super bothered. You know what? Let's talk about that real quick before we wrap up. There is an issue going on in the comic community right now where speculators are about to catch hands for me, because y'all got me real messed up to where Image, Mad Cave, Vault, all these different companies, we're seeing not a lot of people coming out for their books. So they lowered the print runs of a lot of their newer titles. And like Dork, which not like D-O-R-K, it's D''O-R-C, because he's half orc, half dwarf. That released last month. White Trees from Image released this past month. There was a Mad Cave book, I forget the title of it, and then Nectar number 1, which is sitting in my pile over here. We just interviewed the writer of that last week. Go check out that interview on the podcast. That was released, and all these books, the number 1s, were scalped by speculators, and where no one could even check out the number 1, and Image and Mad Cave and Vault are rushing these books back to the printers to get a second printing out. Like Dork number 1 second print just came out this past week. The problem with that is they're doing it on some GameStop stock shit where they saw, oh, GameStop stock was real low, I'm gonna buy a bunch of it, that way it inflates the value of it. And that's what's happening right now with Dork and all these different books, where like Image is only seeing a boom because the speculators bought it, not because the fans were super interested in the premise, which the premises are very good. Definitely check them out, they're very worth your time. But like Dork especially, and Nectar especially, Nectar is being written by a New York Times best-selling author, and it who has over 60 books that you can go read. Is a number 1 seller on Audible. Like Nectar is very good. It's literally like, what if like Butterfly started a blood plague? Like, genuinely, it's such a great premise, and all these books have great premises. They're worth your time to go read. I've been trying to encourage people to read more Image. We've talked about it multiple times that like Image, Mad Cave, Vault, they're worth your time. But there's an issue going on where speculators are trying to scoop these books up on some GameStop stock shit. Like, oh, we caught the new thing. We've caught the new thing. Well, they did like, this will be super valuable, guys. And even like great comic speculator or like sales tracking channels like Comic Tom are like, we don't know why these books are selling big. Like, there's no like movie option for them. There's no big thing for them. We're confused, guys. Key Collector is super confused. They're putting buyer beware on their labels on the Key Collector app, and it's like, this is only happening because the weirdos think they're hitting it big, and it's like, no, you're not hitting it big. You're inflating the market, and it's stupid. Blue Jack, you have a great perspective because you're someone who works in a comic book shop. What has been like that like seeing these books have this issue go on?
It's been really bad. Like you said, people can't even get their hands on to even check the books out. Now, I will say one thing that Image did upset me about is they took their preview books away. Yes, you can go on their website, but you know how DC, Marvel, Dynamite, Image used to have a preview book, which made it easier for people to see what was coming out. A lot of people don't know what's coming out other than going to the website. You can also go to the website. So, but yeah, it's bad. Gee, the books is like $50 before, you know what I mean? And you got
Nectar was 30 yesterday. I was like, what in the world?
You got some LCSs that are greedy and they just put them straight on eBay because they just want the money.
Or Whatnot. They're doing streams on Whatnot.
And it's wrong. And Nectar was a big one. Nectar.
I got a $50 book right here.
Nobody knew about Nectar, bro. And Nectar was so bad. I don't know if B, you work at a comic store, right? Okay. So it gets to a point where if the book is not speculated to be anything great, they send a good out for very cheap to LCSs, and if they don't want them, they don't sell. You can send them back, right?
Returnables, yeah.
Yeah. So they send all these out, and nobody knows about them. And then the speculators come, and everybody wants them, and it booms. And what a lot of people don't know about indie, especially Image. Shout out to Dan Waters. He gave us the information. When you are a writer for Image and you present your own book, that is all your own money.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
coming out your pocket to forego these books. So if these books aren't getting the pre-orders you think they should get, why would you overprint these books, right? Because you have to pay. How it works is once you have a certain amount of money from the sales, the money that you get rolls over to the next issue automatically. If you don't make that money for the next issue, it comes out your pocket. So when it comes to Dork, I know somebody that saw the writer at a con like 2 years ago. He couldn't give out the Dork ash cans for free. Nobody wanted the Dork ash cans. Nobody. And all of a sudden, the book $30 before it even drops.
And like that's what's crazy is that like people think Image, and while I will say Image is a juggernaut, people are of this belief that Image is a like it should be the big three, not the big two. I even said this to Jeremy Robinson, the writer of Nectar, last week. Image, I still consider an indie place because genuinely Image, like Jack just said, is a place where you have to fork over the money for your shit. Like, yeah, you have like juggernauts like McFarlane or Kirkman and people like that, where they can afford to drop pocket and make a big boom like that. They can do crazy stuff like that. But at the same time, like a perfect example of that is Bitterroot. Bitterroot or Philadelphia or Excellence. Excellence is a perfect example of a book where Kerry Randolph and Brandon Thomas were paying out of pocket to promote this shit. Like, they did a Kickstarter for this specific collection, but even when the single issues were coming out, they were going out of pocket to promote this book. The only thing Image will do is put it in their solicitations. They'll do a little bit of like fluff promo like at first, but and like they'll print your book, their publisher shit, but it's on you. It's on you. And we were talking about this on a live stream. It's on the channel right now. Y'all can go watch it from Friday, where we talked about the fact that like Image is a great place where you can get your book printed and stuff like that. That's a great place to do your thing. But what if you're someone like David F. Walker or Sanford Green or like different people who not everybody follows you, or everyone's been trying to act like Scott Snyder is the ultimate source of information for everything in DC. What about the writers like Joseph Village, who had to sweat his ass off to get people to actually look in the direction of the Dakota incident? What if like DC has no excuse why they're not promoting these different books? Like still, this is the one thing that still irks my spirit about DC. DC kind of slid in like Seamus from Family Guy on the hand pile this past week. It was like, hey, congratulations guys, you guys got a second printing for the Dakota incident, yay! And everyone's like, no Seamus, no, go away because you didn't help. Joseph Village had to pay out of pocket for that trailer. Y'all didn't put that shit up. Joe, you were more worried about Vertigo's relaunch than helping out Joseph Village. So like that's why people be out here trying to defend a $1 billion company about like, oh well, black fans didn't support this, or like fans didn't support the indie titles. DC didn't tell you that book was coming out, so why are you acting like they did that shit? Or like Image didn't support that, didn't support the release of that, so why are you acting like oh, it's a bad, like the fans didn't see it? Like I'm gonna try to have him on the show the next few weeks, but Brandon Easton, well known for writing different IDW titles, and he wrote Mr. Miracle: Source of Freedom a few years ago. He put out a 60-minute video talking about the industry and why black fans should be more caring about not only Big Two, but indie titles in general. and why black fans need to take their support of the industry more seriously. Here's the thing. I said this on the live stream the other day. I have Mr. Miracle Source of Freedom in this long box. I have the variant cover for the first issue of that long box. I bought like the number 1 and the variant cover. The problem with that is, genuinely, fans don't know who Shiloh Norman is. When that book released, it was the only black title being published at DC because it was during Infinite Frontier. And genuinely, fans didn't know who Shiloh Norman was. So when Brandon Easton's on social media talking about, hey guys, buy my new Mr. Miracle book, fans were like, either looked at it and were like, is it more Tom King Scott Free? No. Then we don't want it. Or black fans didn't know who the fuck it was. Black fans don't know who that is. So, and not only that, DC didn't promote it. DC didn't acknowledge it. DC didn't care. So when people are so willing to be like, oh, like, you didn't support us at the big 2, it's because motherfuckers didn't know you existed. It's not because we didn't want to. It's because we didn't know you, or like fans didn't know you existed. I knew because I've been plugged into the whole system since I was 6. But like, unless black comic fans are plugged into the Matrix like me and Jack and B are, B didn't get plugged into the Matrix till a couple of years ago.
Exactly. I missed out on Static. Like that's the most disappointing thing for me is I missed out on the like relaunch of the Milestone universe. DC, I would have been there. I would have bought in every issue. I would have bought in variant covers because that would have been the first time that my black ass would have seen Milestone on the shelves in fucking years. But no, I go in there 2 years later and I get to have my heart crushed because DC didn't throw out one little tweet one day and be like, hey guys, we're going to push this out. We're going to put it on all our platforms because you guys have the money for it. You guys have the money for that. I could understand Image a little bit. I could understand Boom. I could understand all the other companies. But when it comes to Marvel and DC, the advertisement needs to be there because we will then show up.
And this was what definitely pisses me off when it comes to DC. And y'all know I love DC. DC is my favorite. I can also be critical. DC had a layup with this next level when it comes to Firestorm. In your current timeline of books, Firestorm is black. He is Jason. And Justice League Unlimited. Every time you see him, he is a black version. Somebody pitched a book for Firestorm in the main universe and said, I want to do Ronnie. They approved it. How does that make sense? Where do we go from there?
Right, and like I want to comment on that because someone asked me about that on the live stream on Friday. Where actually it wasn't even on that; it was Bumpkins. Bumpkins and I did a live stream later that night where we talked about that. We're like because he raised the critique because I had said on Twitter you released 13 titles on for DC Next Level. Only one of them has a black person in it. It's a teen book. What the fuck? And some people have even been like, oh, like how the hell did Jonah Hex get a book? How the hell did Deathstroke get another book when he's a pedophile? I'm not touching that. I'm not getting involved in Deathstroke shit. I ain't touching Deathstroke books since Christopher Priest wrote that shit, and I only got it because it was Priest. Look, here's the thing.
It's good.
It's good. Like Priest's Deathstroke is gas.
No, the first issue is good.
Although the first issue, okay, fair enough. But like, I will say this about that whole situation. I am willing to give the benefit of the doubt for because Bumpkin said this, and I agree. That's like because even Snyder said this. All of the DC Next Level titles were pitched. Yeah. They said, "Hey, pitch a book for a minor character. Pitch it." Yeah. And don't get me wrong, my response to that really easily wanted to be like, "You couldn't tell Jeff Lemire no." You couldn't tell Jeff Lemire reworked that pitch. Because here's the thing. I'm always in Jeff Lemire's corner. Jeff Lemire, to this day, wrote the best version of Watchmen ever, and it wasn't even a Watchmen book, it was Black Hammer, which featured a black man prominently as the main focal point of the book. It was like if you go read Black Hammer, the character Black Hammer is a black man. He had a whole mystical Thor hammer that made it like he was basically just like Jack, like Thor if he was written by Jack Kirby, basically, but a black man. And it's just a great book, but like I have a hard time believing that Jeff Lemire wouldn't have been down with the critique that like, hey, can you make this be Jason Rush? Like I feel as if he would have been down with the critique. He would have been down. And also, even if all these books were pitched, and you greenlit them, they and someone even tried to raise this critique to me. I'm about to be on their show here in like half an hour. Someone raised the critique to me of what like are you asking for like DEI, or are you asking for well, not equal opportunity, but like that's my response. But what's the thing that just got rid of like in the workforce?
DEI.
What's the word? Well, like DEI. What was the original word? Friggin' anyway, but like affirmative action. Like, are you asking for affirmative action in comic books? And I'm like, no, I'm not asking for affirmative action in comic books. I'm asking for knowledgeable human beings to look over a crowd of books and be like, huh, that's a lot of white. Maybe we should pitch a couple other ideas. Yeah. Like, and even if it wasn't like I only got like a Vixen book and that's it. Like, hey, maybe we should invent another Spanish character besides Jaime Reyes. That way, whenever we need Latino representation, we don't just default to Jaime Reyes. Because there's a lot of fans who love Ted Kord and want to read a Ted Kord book. Why does it always have to be Jaime Reyes? And my response is, why does Jaime Reyes have to be the only Spanish character y'all uplift? You can't you can't tell me y'all can't figure something else out. Oh, we have Kyle Rayner. That's the only else you got. Like that's what's on my nerves, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just frustrating, but like, don't forget, folks, follow the show on social media like Twitter, Instagram, all those great places. Review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. The like cleaned up version of the show, like where it has like a more natural stopping point, will be on Apple and Spotify on Tuesday. I didn't know the show was live, so I apologize. Shout out to the 19 people that have hung out with us the past hour or so. Yeah. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Next week we probably will just start doing the show live and then uploading it on Tuesday. So thank y'all for being here. Shout out to Blue Jack.
3.5 stars. 3.5 stars because you went live.
Rude, but definitely check out Blue Jack's like show Uncaped, as well as his show Morphin' and Chillin'. Blue Jack, you are the guest. What is the final statement you want to leave the people with?
Hey man, y'all just lock in, get your knowledge. We're all up here to have fun, but also give y'all so much knowledge that y'all might not have from the inside. So take it, listen, do your research, and pre-order them books, man.
Okay, B. What do you want to leave the people with for episode 35? What do you want to leave the people with like for the week that before we jump back in next week?
Jump into those comic books. Remember that they're to be enjoyed. As much as we come up here and nitpick comic books as much as possible, remember that they're there for your enjoyment. So go out and ingest the indies. Go and support whatever comics you want to support from the big two. I always recommend some more people of color, but whatever your cup of tea is your cup of tea. Touch some grass. I'm not going to say smoke some weed, but you guys got to relax out there. Things be getting crazy. Okay. So just, be nice to people. All of my normal gimmicks. The Positive Panda is always going to be here for you guys.
And what I'll leave y'all with is happy International Women's Day, since we're doing the show on Sunday. Make sure you support the women in your life. Give Vixen her damn ongoing. I'm tired of this bullshit. We're living in a world where DC has never had a black ongoing for a black woman ongoing. Marvel, give us some old great black women, or also just in general, get ready to support great women in the industry. To all the cucks like EVS and all these other people out here who are trying to talk shit on Stephanie Phillips like she ain't like out here killing it, who's about to like release her first issue with Daredevil. F you. Like Stephanie Phillips is a great writer, and y'all need to put some respect on her name. All these great women that have come before us who have innovated in the industry. Milestone wouldn't exist if it weren't for a woman giving them a chance at DC. So definitely put some like respect on women in the industry. And also, EVS, if you have a problem, come see me, because you're a fuck and you're always gonna be a fuck. We will catch y'all folks next time here on Comics Unmasked. Peace out. Oh, that fraction Batman is sexy. Okay, peace out, y'all.
Oh